Good morning. Please continue standing and join us for the singing of the national anthem by Nicole Book, a vocal performance from the Department of Music, Theater, and Dance in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets would clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. I am Kenneth Hightower, Dean of the School of Health Sciences. Members of Oakland University, parents, and friends, we welcome you to Oakland University's Fall 2012 commencement for the school's Business Administration, Education and Human Services, Health Sciences, and Nursing. We are delighted that you are here this morning for this occasion, which is surely a highlight in the lives of our graduates. This ceremony is the result of many years of commitment to study and is the beginning of your life in your chosen profession. The need for professional leaders is greatly underscored by the daily events of living. Before we start the ceremony, we have some logistical matters to announce. A professional photographer is taking pictures of every graduate today. For our ceremony to proceed in an orderly way and to provide all members of the audience with a clear view, we ask family members and friends of graduates taking photographs to keep all aisles clear. Following the ceremony, there will be opportunities to take additional photos in the Fireside Lounge at the Oakland Center. At this time, I would like to introduce the platform party. I ask that each rise and remain standing until all you members have been introduced. I ask the audience to withhold applause until all have been recognized. Starting at my far right, Mr. Gary Braccioni, Oakland University Alumni Association Representative. Dr. Linda Gillum, Associate Dean, School of Medicine. Dr. Betty Youngblood, Associate Vice President, Outreach and Executive Director, OU Macomb. Dr. Mary Stein, Interim Associate Provost. Dr. Michelle Piskalich, Associate Provost. Dr. Mary Beth Snyder, Vice President, Student Affairs and Enrollment Management. Mr. Eric Barrett, Vice President, Development, Alumni, and Community Development. Dr. Pakmoonjae Pak, Clinical Professor of Health Sciences, Oakland University. Chairman, U.S. DPRK Medical Science Exchange Committee. Senior Vice President, Korean American National Coordinating Council. Dr. Susan Aubrey, Interim Senior Vice President, Academic Affairs and Provost. Continuing on my left, Dr. Gary Russi, President, Oakland University. Ms. Monica Emerson, member, Oakland University Board of Trustees. Dr. Mohan Tanaru, Dean, School of Business Administration. Dr. Louis Gallion, Dean, School of Education and Human Services. Dr. Carrie Schuling, Dean, School of Nursing. Dr. Adrian Lim, Dean, School of Kresge Library. Dr. Darlene Schottbeer, Interim Vice Provost for Graduate Education. Dr. Scott Crable, Interim Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education. And on my far left, a deaf interpreter from the Community Advocacy Network is interpreting today's ceremony in American Sign Language for the hearing impaired. Finally, please join me in also recognizing the student and faculty marshal, as well as the university marshal, Dr. Richard Rozak. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Moonjae Pak. Dr. Pak attended Yonsei University College of Medicine in Seoul, South Korea, where he received his MD degree. He then earned his PhD in cardiac physiology from the University of Minnesota School of Medicine and was an instructor in the University of Illinois Department of Biophysics. While at Oakland University, Dr. Pak completed his internship and residency programs in internal medicine at Henry Ford Hospital and Beaumont Health Systems, respectively. He is currently a doctor of internal medical at Oakland Medical Center and a clinical professor of health sciences in the Oakland University School of Health Sciences. Dr. Moonjae Pak has been called one of the founding fathers of medical and health education at Oakland University. He has served OU since 1968 in an array of capacities and has most recently lent his insight and expertise to the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. Dr. Pak came to OU in 1968 as an associate professor of biological sciences. He took on the role of associate provost and director of the Center of Health Sciences, where he laid the groundwork for much of the research and academic programs now in the schools of health science and nursing. Today, he continues to provide valuable assistance in the School of Health Sciences by chairing our advisory board and provides insight into our ongoing development of new programs, such as the Masters in Public Health or Physician Assistant Program. Dr. Pak has always been and remains a staunch supporter of humanitarian rights and global peace as he continues to actively stay engaged in the affairs of North and South Korea. He does all this for both community and family, which includes wife, Mrs. Shinjae Pak, a retired nurse specializing in anesthesiology, daughter, Dr. Susan Pak-Borstein, assistant professor of pediatrics and global health at University of Washington School of Medicine. Son, Eugene Pak, attorney, intellectual property, Oakland University, and another son, Youngjin M. Pak, a sculptor, graphic designer, and internet web designer in Chicago, and 5 grandchildren. I am very pleased and honored to introduce our speaker, Dr. Pak, who will deliver the commencement address. Dr. Pak.
Thank you, Ken, and thank you, President Rossi and Provost Overy for this invitation. And I offer congratulations to you all. This is a great occasion for you after 4 years of educational experience in this fine institution. Now, before I enter into my speech, I'd like to offer, I'm sure you will join me in offering condolences for those 28 people who lost their lives yesterday and terrible things that happened in the state of Connecticut. I don't know what's happening in this country. This kind of thing should not happen again. And one of the responsibilities that you have after graduation from here to see whether this kind of, there could be an effective way of preventing this kind of tragedies in our great country. After I accepted my engagement for this speech, I looked into internet And I heard that due to this current economic problem we have in this country, only 30% of our graduates from the college are getting a job, and remaining 70% are graduating without commitment for the employment. But I think that's not really that bad. You know, college education is not for the job to secure an income. You guys might take this opportunity as a challenge to further your education, going into graduate programs. Maybe if you are a nurse, going into a nurse practitioner program or certified anesthesia program and so forth. As Ken mentioned, I have 3 children, and oldest one is Suzanne. She's a pediatrician and the professor at the University of Washington, and she's somewhere around here. Anyway, when she graduated from college, she said, "It is the beginning of my life and my career," and she went into a graduate program, got after BS, got an MPH, and then a PhD, and then went to medical school and got an MD. So when upon graduation from medical school, she called me and said, "Dad, I think next is an MBA." So I said, "Come on, forget it." So this career opportunity, you can use it as an opportunity to improve your academic qualifications and opportunity for your life. Well, for my example, after graduating from medical school, it took about 10 years of further education, like a graduate school, postdoctoral fellowship, residency, internship, and so forth.